Palestine isn't just a place of history and headlines. It's a land that reveals itself quietly through its villages, olive groves, and daily rhythms of life. In towns like Beit Sahar, Beit Jela, and Al-Qadir, narrow cobblestone streets weave between ivy-covered walls. And church bells echo softly in the afternoon air. Bata, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, still shows its ancient farming terraces, carefully kept alive to this day. Among green hills, places like Artis invite you to pause, breathe, and live slowly. Here, people stay close to the land, holding on to traditions and community. Palestine is not just about its past. It's also about resilience, simplicity, and quiet beauty in the present. So, let's explore Palestine together, a land where beauty lives in honesty and grace. In the hills of the Bethlehem region lies the small town of Beit Jela, covering just about 3 square miles. Despite its modest size, it has a long and rich history, with around 7,000 residents forming a close-knit community. Beit Jela is blessed with fertile lands and mild weather, making it ideal for farming. Rainfall averages about 17 inches per year, and for centuries, people have built small dams and channels to collect and distribute water. These ancient systems still support agriculture today, keeping the land productive and green. The town is also known for its traditions in handicrafts and trade, which gave it a strong cultural identity over time. Narrow streets are lined with old stone houses, while historic churches draw visitors interested in faith and history. Though small, Beit Jela holds a unique charm, a blend of nature, history, and community that makes it an unforgettable part of Palestine's story. The Dead Sea, lying at the lowest point on Earth, is one of the most extraordinary natural wonders in the world. Its waters are 10 times salter than the ocean, so dense that you can float effortlessly on the surface. For thousands of years, people have come here for healing. The minerals in the mud are believed to soothe the skin, while the dry desert air has been praised for its health benefits. Even in ancient times, kings and queens treasured the salts and balms from this region. The surrounding landscape is equally magical. Golden cliffs drop sharply into the shimmering blue waters, and at sunset the horizon glows with shades of pink, orange, and deep purple. Few places on Earth feel as otherworldly as the Dead Sea, where time seems to stand still and silence embraces you. It is not only a place of natural beauty but also a reminder of resilience, life thriving even at the edge of the possible. Hisham's Palace. On the outskirts of Jericho stand the ruins of Hisham's Palace. An Umayyad marvel from the 8th century. Though time and earthquakes have left much of it in ruins, Its beauty still shines through the fragments of stone and mosaic. The palace was once a grand complex, built with courtyards, baths and reception halls that reflected the luxury of its age. The crown jewel is its intricate mosaic floor, one of the largest in the world, decorated with vines, flowers and the famous Tree of Life design. Even after more than 1,000 years, the colors and details remain breathtaking. Walking among the ruins, you can almost imagine the sound of flowing fountains and the footsteps of those who once lived here. Hisham's palace is not just an archaeological site. It's a window into a time when art, culture, and power blended to create something unforgettable. Deep in the desert of the West Bank lies Wadi Kelt, a breathtaking valley carved by nature's hand. The canyon stretches for miles, with rugged cliffs on either side and a river winding quietly at the bottom. This stream, fed by natural springs, brings life to the otherwise dry and rocky land. Wadi Kelt has been a place of solitude and reflection for centuries. Hermits and monks once retreated here, finding peace among the silence of the rocks and the steady flow of water. Today you can still see the monastery of St. George clinging to the cliffs, its white walls a striking contrast against the desert stone. Hiking through Wadi Kelt feels like walking through a living story. Wildflowers bloom after the rains, birds soar between the canyon walls, and the sound of flowing water guides your steps. It is a place where history, faith, and nature come together in harmony. Gaza City, resting along the Mediterranean coast, is one of the world's oldest seaports, with a history stretching back over 3,000 years. Despite the challenges it faces today, Gaza remains a city of resilience, culture, and deep roots. Its bustling markets are filled with the aroma of spices, fresh bread, and grilled fish caught from the nearby sea. Fishermen bring in their daily catch at sunrise, while artisans craft traditional embroidery and ceramics passed down through generations. Gaza's history is written in its ancient walls and mosques, but also in the everyday lives of its people, who carry traditions of hospitality and creativity. The sea provides both livelihood and a sense of freedom, its waves crashing endlessly against the shore as life continues. For all its struggles, Gaza stands as a symbol of endurance, holding on to its culture and spirit through centuries of change. In Birzeit, near Ramallah, stands the Palestinian Museum, a modern building of stone and glass that feels rooted in the land yet open to the world. Surrounded by terraced gardens inspired by Palestine's landscape, the museum itself is a living piece of architecture that connects past and present. Inside, exhibitions showcase Palestinian history, culture, and art. From ancient artifacts to contemporary works, the museum tells a story that is both timeless and evolving. It is not just a place for preserving heritage, but also for celebrating creativity and giving voice to new generations. Visitors can walk through halls filled with photographs, paintings, and installations that highlight resilience, identity, and everyday life. The museum reminds us that culture is not only about the past, it is also about the present and the future. The Palestinian Museum is a space of memory, dialogue, and hope, offering the world a chance to see Palestine through the eyes of its people. Clinging to the cliffs of the Kidron Valley, Mar Saba Monastery is one of the oldest and most dramatic monasteries in the world. Built in the 5th century, it seems almost impossible that such a structure could rise from the desert rock. Yet it has stood for over 1,500 years. The monastery is still active today, home to Greek Orthodox monks who live in silence and prayer. Its golden domes and stone walls shine in the desert light, creating a scene that feels both timeless and otherworldly. From afar, the monastery looks like part of the mountain itself, as if carved directly into the rock. Reaching Mar Saba is an adventure. Winding paths lead through rugged hills until suddenly, the breathtaking view of the monastery appears before you. Visitors are welcomed with quiet reverence, reminded that this is not only a historical site but also a sacred space of living faith. Mar Saba is more than a building. It is a symbol of endurance, devotion, and the human search for meaning in even the harshest of landscapes. The Qumran Caves, carved into the cliffs near the Dead Sea, are home to one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time, the Dead Sea Scrolls. These ancient manuscripts, some dating back over 2,000 years, changed our understanding of religion, culture, and history. The caves rest in a dry desert climate where scorching summers and mild winters help preserve these fragile scrolls for centuries. Without this unique environment, the scrolls might have been lost forever. Though the land looks harsh, the area around the caves still supports hardy plants and desert wildlife, showing how life finds a way even in the most difficult conditions. Today, the caves remain sacred, a place of mystery that draws pilgrims, researchers, and curious travelers who want to stand where history was uncovered. Visiting Qumran is like stepping into a story that shaped the world, connecting us directly to the voices of the past. High in the hills of the central West Bank sits Ramallah, a vibrant city full of life and culture. At 2,400 feet above sea level, the air here is cooler and fresher. Giving the city a pleasant climate throughout the year. With over 200,000 residents, Ramallah has become a bustling hub for administration, commerce, and the arts. Modern buildings stand alongside historic stone houses, reflecting both growth and tradition. Streets are alive with cafes, restaurants, and shops. While cultural centers host concerts, film festivals, and exhibitions that draw people from all over. Ramallah is often described as the cultural heartbeat of Palestine. A city where tradition and modernity blend. From lively festivals to peaceful parks, it offers a taste of both heritage and contemporary life, making it a fascinating place to experience. Nestled in the hills near Jerusalem lies Ein Haniya Spring. A natural water source that flows steadily all year round. Unlike many springs that depend on rainfall, this one never dries, making it invaluable for the surrounding communities. The water here is fresh and cool, perfect for drinking and supporting agriculture. For centuries, local farmers have relied on the spring to nourish their crops, while travelers and shepherds stopped here to rest and refresh. The area around the spring is also rich with plant and animal life. Creating a surprising green oasis in the dry Mediterranean climate. Archaeological remains nearby remind us that this place has been important for thousands of years, serving both as a lifeline and a gathering spot. Ein Haniya Spring is more than just a natural resource. It is a piece of living history where nature and human life have always been closely connected. Hebron, the largest city in the southern West Bank, is a place of deep history and vibrant daily life. With over 200,000 residents, it feels alive with energy, yet it also holds one of the world's most sacred and ancient traditions. Located about 3,000 feet above sea level, Hebron enjoys a cooler climate than many other Palestinian cities. Its old town is a maze of narrow alleys, some barely wide enough for two people to pass, giving visitors a sense of stepping back in time. Hebron is famous for its skilled artisans. Glass blowing and hand-woven fabrics are traditional crafts still practiced today. Filling the city's markets with colorful lamps, vases, and textiles. The bustling souk is full of sound, color, and fragrance, where locals and visitors mingle in search of treasures and fresh produce. In Hebron, every street corner seems to carry a story of resilience, creativity, and history stretching back thousands of years. Bethlehem is more than a city. It is a symbol of hope and faith for millions around the world. Known as the birthplace of Jesus, it draws pilgrims who come to walk its narrow streets and pray in its ancient churches. The Church of the Nativity, with its humble stone walls and glowing lanterns, holds centuries of devotion. Yet beyond its sacred spaces, Bethlehem is also a living city, full of culture, music, and art. Local markets bustle with traders selling spices, embroidery, and olive wood carvings, each telling a story of tradition. The hills around Bethlehem are dotted with olive groves and vineyards, painting a landscape that feels timeless. Here, shepherds still guide their flocks as they did centuries ago, connecting the present to the past in a gentle rhythm of life. Bethlehem reminds us that faith, culture, and community are deeply intertwined, and that history is not only remembered, it is lived. Tucked between two mountains, Nablus is a city full of charm and tradition. At about 1,300 feet above sea level, it has a mild climate that makes life comfortable year-round. More than 130,000 people call it home, and it has long been known as one of Palestine's economic and cultural centers. Nablus is famous for its olive oil soap, a craft perfected over centuries. Walking through the old city, you'll find traditional soap factories where workers mix olive oil, water, and lye to produce the fragrant bars still loved around the world. But Nablus is also a feast for the senses. From the historic markets with stone-paved alleys to the aroma of naif, the city's world-famous sweet cheese pastry. Ottoman-era architecture and bustling bazaars create an atmosphere where history and daily life blend seamlessly. With fertile land surrounding it, the city thrives on agriculture, producing olives, figs, and fruits that enrich both its cuisine and its culture. Rising from the Judean Desert like a crown-shaped hill, Judean is one of the most remarkable sights in Palestine. Built by King Herod the Great over 2,000 years ago, it was designed as both a fortress and a palace, a place where power and luxury met in dramatic fashion. From a distance, the artificial mountain stands out against the surrounding landscape. At its summit, Herod built lavish halls, gardens, and a grand pool, making it a desert retreat unlike any other. Beneath the surface, a network of tunnels and cisterns provided water and shelter, revealing the genius of ancient engineering. But Judean is more than a palace. It is also the site of King Herod's tomb, adding a layer of mystery and history to its ruins. Walking among the remains, visitors can see arches, towers, and stone staircases that whisper stories of ambition, power, and legacy. Today, Judean offers breathtaking views of the Judean hills and the Dead Sea. It is not only a monument to a king's vision but also a reminder of how history, architecture, and nature come together in a single, unforgettable place. In the West Bank is the Mount of Temptation, standing more than 1,100 feet above sea level. From its heights, the entire Jordan Valley unfolds in breathtaking views, stretching across the desert toward the shimmering Dead Sea. Built into the mountain's steep cliffs is a Greek Orthodox monastery, its white walls clinging to the rock face in a stunning display of faith and human determination. From afar, it almost looks like the mountain itself is cradling the monastery in its arms. Inside, monks live a life of quiet devotion, while visitors climb the path or ride the cable car to reach the summit. Once at the top, the air feels different, lighter, cooler, and filled with a sense of peace. Standing there, gazing over Jericho and the surrounding valley, you feel the powerful blend of nature's beauty and spiritual meaning that has drawn pilgrims here for centuries. Wadi el-Hassa stretches for nearly 25 miles, flowing from the mountains of Karak and Tafala down to the salty waters of the Dead Sea at Al-Safai. The valley is not only beautiful, but also vital for Jordan's environment and agriculture. Its underground springs feed natural streams that keep the land alive, allowing farmers to grow crops like tomatoes, cucumbers, and watermelons. The valley has long been a lifeline for nearby communities who depend on its waters to survive. But Wadi el-Hassa isn't only about farming. Its dramatic cliffs, narrow passages, and warm springs attract hikers, climbers, and travelers looking for adventure. Along its trails, you can hear birdsong echoing between the canyon walls and see the sunlight painting golden reflections on the flowing water. For many, Wadi el-Hassa feels like a hidden paradise, a place where people can connect with both nature and history. Jericho, often called the oldest city in the world, holds a special place in history. Nestled in the Jordan Valley, it has been continuously inhabited for more than 10,000 years. Walking its streets is like stepping into the pages of an ancient story. The city is surrounded by fertile lands nourished by natural springs. Palm trees, banana groves, and lush gardens thrive here, making Jericho a true oasis in the desert. Its rich soil has sustained countless generations of farmers and families. Landmarks like the ruins of Hisham's palace and Tel Sultan whisper of civilizations long past. While the lively markets and friendly faces remind you that Jericho is still very much alive today. Here, history isn't locked away in museums, it's woven into daily life. Passed down through traditions, architecture, and the very ground beneath your feet.